Hey guys, Joyce and Anthony, aka JJ. I'm gonna click 2D animation. Today we're going over 10 shortcuts, well, the ones that I use the most. I'm gonna go from draw mode to object mode. So if I wanted to add a grease pencil stroke, I would normally go up there to add, but you can click Shift A, that's a shortcut. And I'm going to add the grease pencil mascot. This is Suzanne, well, the 2D version, that is. I want to make multiple copies of Suzanne. I don't want her to be alone. So the shortcut for that is Shift D, like Shift duplicate. When I'm moving Suzanne, I'm pressing G, so that means grab, and moving her through the scene. There can be instances when you want to move the 2G object, maybe against the X-axis or the Y-axis or the Z. To do that, I'm pressing G, then X, and then I do the same thing with Y and Z. Scaling is similar. I'm gonna press S, then X, S, then Y, and then S, then Z. The fifth shortcut is pressing R to rotate. Maybe I want to flip it exactly 90 degrees, so I'm going to click R, then 90. And I can do the same thing if I want to flip it 180 degrees, R, then 180. Oh no, with my new scene, I made too many Suzannes, so I'm gonna delete one of them. So the shortcut for that is selecting the object and pressing X. Now that my scene looks better, I'm gonna switch from object mode to draw mode. I could go up, click object mode in the drop down, but a faster way, a shortcut, is pressing Control Tab. And you get the little pop-up, and I'm gonna click draw mode. Default, right now if you press tab, that will switch you from draw mode to edit mode and back and forth. Maybe you wanna change from just pressing tab just for 2 modes and you wanna see all the modes appear. You can actually change that by going to edit, preferences, key map, and then tab for pie menu. It automatically saves, but you can always go down there, the 3 lines, and press save preferences. So now when I press tab, every single mode will appear. And now let's do some shortcuts when you're in draw mode. I want to change the radius. I can go up there, or I can click shortcut F, which you can adjust and change the brush radius. And it's too dark. I want to change the opacity, so you can click shortcut Shift F. The final shortcut is a way to combine maybe your favorite brushes, shapes, or modifiers, and that is what I'm going to do. It's called Quick Favorites. So let's see, what do I use the most? I use the pen, add to quick favorites. Well, I did tint Suzanne's name, so I'm gonna add the tint. Oh, I use the eyedropper a lot. And we haven't gone over modifiers yet, but my favorite modifier is, and most used, is the noise modifier. And I'll add I add the line shape. I'm gonna add that. So now I have all my quick favorites, and I am going to press Q, and there goes all my favorites I just selected. I'm gonna select the tint so I can finish tinting Suzanne's name. Now that we've gone over the 10 shortcuts, challenge number 5. What shortcuts did I use for these 3 Suzannes? I only used the shortcuts we went over today. I'm just going to give you time just to think before I come back. If you need more time, please pause it, because now I'm going to go over the answers. I'm going to turn that on. So for Suzanne on the left, I rotated her on the Z-axis. Just going to give a little demonstration. R, and then I press Z. That's how I created Suzanne number 1. Then Suzanne number 2, S, and then X to scale her on the Z-axis. And the last one's a little bit harder, but the first thing I did was scale her on the Z-axis and then scale her on the Y-axis. That's how I got that thick line art. And then for this to work, I need to be in edit mode, but with the lasso tool, I just selected like the top, like her head. And then I press X to delete, and then I deleted the strokes. And that is how I came with Suzanne number 3. We've gone over 10 shortcuts that hopefully when you're using the grease pencil will speed up your workflow. But the shortcut that I did not go over, which is the most important, is Command S to save. Throughout, when you're drawing in Blender, sometimes Blender does crash or whatever happens. Please don't be like me, because it's happened and I lost all my work. Always save your work. This is Joyce and Anthony, aka JJ. Until next time.